My fiancé's lawyer emailed me a document by mistake. It wasn't the final prenup. It was the version she never wanted me to see. I didn't confront her. I signed it anyway after adding one clause that flipped who was protected. I opened my email at 2 in the morning. I couldn't sleep. Wedding stress, I told myself. But when I saw the subject line, my heart stopped. It said prenup draft, final review. The sender was my fiancé's lawyer. I clicked it open. What I read in the next 5 minutes destroyed everything I thought I knew about the woman I was about to marry. But I didn't panic. I didn't confront her. Instead, I did something she never saw coming. I signed that document. But not before I added one single clause that changed everything. Let me back up. My name doesn't matter. My location doesn't matter. What matters is what happened, and how easily love can become a trap when you're not paying attention. I'm in my mid-30s. I work in finance. I've done well for myself. Not rich, but comfortable. I own my home. I have savings. I have investments. I worked hard for everything I have. No inheritance. No handouts. Just years of long hours and smart decisions. I met my fiancée about 3 years ago. She was smart, beautiful, successful in her own right. She worked in marketing for a major firm. She had her own apartment, her own car, her own life. We connected instantly. The relationship moved fast. Within 6 months, we were talking about marriage. Within a year, I proposed. She said yes. We started planning the wedding. Everything felt perfect. About 4 months before the wedding, she brought up the prenup. She said her father suggested it. He was a businessman, very protective of his daughter. She said it was just a formality, something to protect both of us in case things didn't work out. I agreed. I had no problem with it. I believed in protecting what we each brought into the marriage. I trusted her. I trusted us. Before we go any further, I need to ask you something. If you're hooked on this story, if you want to know how this all played out, hit that like button right now. And if you love stories about justice, about turning the tables, about not letting people take advantage of you, then subscribe to Voxa Tales. We bring you the most intense, satisfying, real-life stories you'll ever hear. You won't regret it. Now, let me tell you what happened next. Her lawyer drafted the prenup. We each reviewed it separately. The version I saw seemed fair. It stated that whatever assets we brought into the marriage would remain ours individually. Any joint purchases or savings during the marriage would be split equally if we divorced. Standard stuff. Reasonable. I had a lawyer look it over. He said it was fine. I was ready to sign. Then came that email. 2 in the morning. For weeks before the wedding. The subject line made me think it was just a final version to review before signing. But when I opened the attachment, I realized immediately something was wrong. The document was labeled Draft 3, Internal Review Only. My stomach dropped. I started reading. The first few pages looked similar to what I'd seen before. But then I got to Section 7. It outlined asset distribution in the event of divorce, and it was nothing like the version I'd been shown. According to this document, if we divorced for any reason, I would be required to pay her a lump sum equal to 50% of my total net worth at the time of divorce. Not just assets acquired during marriage. Everything. My house, my savings, my retirement, accounts, everything I'd built before I even met her. But it didn't stop there. The next section was even worse. It included a clause about spousal support. If we divorced within the first 10 years of marriage, I would owe her monthly payments for a period equal to half the length of the marriage. The amount would be calculated based on my income at the time of separation. There was no clause protecting me. Nothing that said she owed me anything. It was entirely one-sided. I sat there staring at my screen, trying to process what I was reading. This wasn't a prenup. This was a financial ambush. This was a document designed to drain me if the marriage ended. And the worst part? She'd shown me a completely different version. She'd lied to me. Her lawyer had lied to me. They'd created 2 documents. One to make me feel safe. One to destroy me. I didn't sleep that night. I read the document over and over. I looked for any explanation, any way to misunderstand what I was seeing. But there was none. It was clear. It was intentional. And it was sent to me by mistake. Her lawyer must have attached the wrong file. A careless error that revealed everything. By morning, I'd made a decision. I wasn't going to confront her. Not yet. If I did, she'd know I'd seen the real document. She'd scramble. She'd come up with excuses. She'd manipulate me. She'd probably even cry and say it was all her father's idea, that she didn't know, that she'd fix it. And maybe, just maybe, I'd believe her. Maybe I'd let it slide because I loved her, because the wedding was so close, because I didn't want to believe the person I was about to marry could do this to me. But I wasn't going to give her that chance. Instead, I was going to play the game better than she did. I forwarded the email to my own lawyer. I told him everything. I told him I wanted to sign the prenup, but I wanted to add one clause. Just one. And I wanted it buried deep in the legal language so it wouldn't stand out. My lawyer is sharp. He understood immediately what I was doing. He drafted the clause carefully. It stated that in the event of a divorce initiated by either party due to infidelity, fraud, or misrepresentation of assets or intentions prior to marriage, the party found guilty of such actions would forfeit all claims to shared assets and would be liable for legal fees incurred by the other party. It sounded technical. It sounded standard, but it was a nuclear option. He embedded it in Section 12, buried between clauses about property taxes and retirement account distributions. Unless you were reading very carefully, you'd miss it. And I was betting her lawyer wouldn't read carefully. Why would he? He thought I was signing the fake version. He thought I didn't know. I sent the updated document back to her lawyer, saying I'd reviewed everything and was ready to sign. I included a polite note thanking him for his thoroughness. 2 days later, I received the final version. My clause was still there, unchanged. They'd signed off on it. My fiancée signed it. Her lawyer signed it. I signed it. It was official. The wedding went ahead as planned. It was beautiful. She looked stunning. She cried during her vows. She told me I was the love of her life. She promised to stand by me forever. I smiled. I said my vows. I meant them at the time. Or maybe I didn't. Maybe I was already detached. Maybe I was already waiting. The first year of marriage was fine. Normal. We traveled. We celebrated anniversaries. We talked about buying a bigger house, maybe starting a family. But I was watching. I was paying attention. I started noticing small things. She was secretive about her phone. She'd take calls in another room. She'd delete messages. She'd come home late from work more often. I wasn't paranoid. I was careful. I started documenting. I kept records of her hours, her behavior, her stories. I didn't hire a private investigator. I didn't need to. She wasn't as careful as she thought. About 18 months into the marriage, I found out. She was having an affair with someone from her office. It had been going on for months, maybe longer. I found messages on a tablet. She'd forgotten to lock. They were explicit. They talked about leaving their spouses. They talked about a future together. They laughed about how clueless I was. I didn't react. I didn't scream. I didn't throw anything. I took screenshots. I saved everything. I backed it up in 3 different places. Then I contacted my lawyer. If you're still here, if you're wondering how this ends, stay with me. This is where it gets good. And if this story is giving you that satisfying feeling, that sense of justice, leave a comment below. Tell me what you would have done. Tell me if you've ever had to outsmart someone who tried to betray you. Let's talk about it. Now, let's finish this story. I filed for divorce exactly 1 week after I discovered the affair. I didn't tell her I knew. I just told her I wasn't happy, that I felt disconnected, that I thought we'd made a mistake. She was shocked. She cried. She begged me to reconsider. She said we could go to therapy. She said she loved me. I almost felt bad. Almost. Her lawyer contacted my lawyer within days. They wanted to discuss terms. They referenced the prenup. They expected me to pay out. They expected me to hand over half of everything I owned, plus monthly support. They were confident. They thought they had me. That's when my lawyer sent over the full prenup, the version we all signed, with my clause highlighted. He also sent over the evidence of her affair, the messages, the timestamps, the proof. And he sent one more thing. He sent the original email her lawyer had accidentally sent, the one with the fake document, the one that proved they'd misrepresented the prenup from the beginning. Her lawyer went silent. For 3 days, I heard nothing. Then I received a call. He wanted to settle quickly. He said his client was willing to walk away with nothing. No assets, no support, just a clean break. I agreed. The divorce was finalized within 2 months. She tried to reach out to me once, about a month after it was done. She sent me a long email. She said she was sorry. She said she'd made terrible choices. She said she never meant to hurt me. She said the prenup was her father's idea, that she didn't fully understand it, that she trusted her lawyer. She said she loved me and regretted everything. I never responded. There was nothing to say. She'd made her choices. She'd shown me exactly who she was. And I protected myself the only way I could. Here's what I learned from all of this. Trust is essential in a relationship. But blind trust is dangerous. When someone asks you to sign a legal document, read it. Have someone else read it. Understand every single word. And if something feels off, if your gut tells you something's wrong, listen to it. Don't ignore it because you're in love. Don't ignore it because you don't want to seem paranoid. Your instincts exist for a reason. I also learned that betrayal doesn't always come with warning signs. Sometimes the person lying to you is convincing. Sometimes they're charming. Sometimes they cry at your wedding and tell you they love you, and you believe them because you want to. But actions speak louder than words. An illegal document designed to ruin you financially is a pretty loud action. The truth is, if that lawyer hadn't made that mistake, if he hadn't sent me the wrong document, I would have signed the fake prenup. I would have married her with no protection. And when she eventually cheated, when she eventually decided she wanted out, I would have lost everything. My house, my savings, years of my income. I would have been destroyed. But one mistake, one careless email, gave me the information I needed. And instead of reacting emotionally, I reacted strategically. I protected myself. I made sure that when the truth came out, I was the one holding all the cards. Some people have asked me if I ever really loved her after I saw that document. Honestly, I don't know. Maybe I did in a way. Maybe I hoped I was wrong. Maybe I hoped the affair wouldn't happen, that we'd grow old together, that the prenup would never matter. But hope doesn't protect you. Preparation does. I'm not bitter. I'm not angry anymore. I'm just careful. I'm dating again now. I'm open to love. But I'm also smarter. I pay attention. I ask questions. I don't assume good intentions just because someone says the right things. I verify. And if I ever get engaged again, you can bet I'll read every document myself. Twice. Before we wrap this up, I want to say something. If this story resonated with you, if it made you think, if it reminded you to protect yourself and stay aware, please share it. Share it with a friend who's getting married. Share it with someone going through a divorce. Share it with anyone who needs to hear that it's okay to be smart, to be cautious, to protect what's yours. And leave a comment. Tell me your story. Tell me if you've ever had to outmaneuver someone who underestimated you. Tell me what you think about prenups, about trust, about love and legal protection. I want to hear from you. Your voice matters. This is Vox Tales, and this was my story. Thank you for listening. Stay smart, stay protected, and never sign anything without reading every single word.